The extremely dangerous and erratic wildfire situation in California, where we have emergencies raging on both ends of the state.
Take a look at this video out of Southern California. A palm tree up in flames. Fires have forced tens of thousands of people out of their homes in this part of the state.
And then there is this video out of the San Francisco Bay Area where the National Weather Service is warning about a potentially historic wind event starting today, which could fuel flames and also bring down trees and power lines.
Here is what we know as we come on the air this morning. Hundreds of thousands of people in Northern California bracing again for protective power outages as the power company takes measures to prevent downed power lines from sparking fires.
Combined, the two fires have consumed at least 27 homes with no end in sight. In fact, forecasters are calling not only for high winds, but also low humidity, creating a tinderbox.
And we have team coverage on the ground. ABC's Will Reeve is up north. But first, let's go to Rob Marciano in Santa Clarita with a look at the weather conditions there. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. You know how devastating these fires can be, and the man that owns his home, he described for us what life was like before this fire. We're standing in his kitchen, pretty much all that is left. He just bought an espresso machine. This is where his wife and he have their morning coffee, and this opens up to the living room, which now opens up to the sky because the roof is completely collapsed as the fire engulfed this area. Everything else is indiscernible. This TV, well, all that's left of that is the blackened frame behind us. We're about an hour northeast of Los Angeles. This is one of the homes destroyed in the Tick fire, which continues to burn in the hills and canyons around us.
This morning, 20,000 people under mandatory evacuation as the Tick fire burns out of control in Santa Clarita. Officials say the blaze is only 10% contained, spanning more than 4,500 acres. Families uncertain what the winds will bring today.
We may still be here tomorrow. We don't know.
So far, at least 6 homes have been destroyed.
We are sensitive to the fact that people are unable to go home, but that decision is based on your safety.
This Ring video showing residents fleeing as the flames race towards their homes Friday morning. You can see the blaze towering over them in the hills nearby. We caught up with Matt Green, who's seeing his home for the first time since watching it burn from the highway below.
I looked back and I saw the roof on fire and the solar panels caught fire, and I mean, you're not going to stop it. It's too late.
Just 2 years after his family moved into their dream home, it's now a total loss.
I own a company that installs home theaters, so I do all my programming and work at night in here. And I had tens of thousands of dollars in there and couldn't grab it in time.
So this is more or less your workshop.
Yeah,
and
gym, workshop.
It's total loss.
Totally gone.
He recalls the mere seconds they had to gather whatever they could and get out.
Honestly, I couldn't think about timing. It was just go.
Snapshots off their Ring security camera show what his office space looked like before, and then as the fire approached, and then as the flames engulfed the home.
Say Derek Carr jersey. That's good.
He was happy to get out alive, happy to have that Derek Carr jersey. They hopefully will win against the Houston Texans today. He was also happy to find a pair of his favorite sunglasses, but what he was most sad about, his military medals. He's a two-tour veteran of Iraq, and he lost his medals. He also lost a family album that had pictures of his family that stretched back to the 1800s. So that stuff is just irreplaceable and heartbreaking for sure. A bit of a break today from the winds until later on this afternoon, and then we got another round setting up. Here's how it's going to break down, and this could be historic, especially to start across Northern California. Extremely critical fire danger going into tomorrow. The winds will kick up later on tonight in through tomorrow morning, up to 65 miles an hour, extremely low levels of humidity, fire weather alerts there. And then across Southern California, I think they rebuild their Sunday into Monday. And we're looking at least critical fire danger there with fire weather alerts already up there. You know, these Ring cameras, this is one of the ones that we found, Eva, in the rubble. It's actually still working. And these are great to protect your home against criminals, but they are obviously very defenseless in the case of a wildfire like this.
You can't imagine watching it all happen on that camera. Thanks, Rob. Northern California is bracing for being described as a once-in-a-decade weather condition throughout the weekend that have the potential to spark new fires. PG&E warning it may have to cut power to millions of people in the Bay Area, its largest shut-off yet. ABC's Will Reeve is in Sonoma County with the latest. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Eva. A brief respite from those most severe winds the past 24 hours, but the Kincaid fire is still burning with historic winds set to come later today as hundreds of thousands of residents prepare to be without power.
This morning, with fires already burning, critical red flag warnings in effect through Monday, Northern California is preparing for the worst. Much of the region anxiously anticipating unprecedented conditions as the state's largest utility company warns of massive rolling blackouts.
We are preparing for what is likely going to be a widespread safety shutoff across our service territory to combat the risk of a catastrophic wildfire.
Nearly 850,000 customers across 36 counties could have their power cut for days as officials forecast the most severe scenario in decades. As the area braces for what officials are calling an extreme historic wind event, peak gusts potentially reaching 80 miles an hour.
In extreme wind events, firefighting becomes fairly ineffective.
Firefighters still racing to get a handle on the Kincaid fire burning in Sonoma County. At least 2,000 people have already been evacuated.
We need them to make sure that they're putting out spot fires as embers get cast from this fire and any other fire that gets started. So we need maximum suppression of fire for this wind event that's coming up.
Flare-ups overnight putting those first responders in sudden grave danger. Reports of one firefighter needing to throw up an emergency fire shelter on the front lines, surviving with seconds to spare.
According to fire officials, that firefighter and 2 civilians were taken to a hospital for evaluation. Their injuries were non-life-threatening. They are expected to survive. Scary stuff on the front lines here in Northern California. Wet.
A scene of devastation behind you there, Will. Our thoughts to everybody impacted by those fires. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.